Welcome guys to my first video about helicopters in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, and they released the EC135 and oh boy, what can I say? Main topic for today is the flight model. I want to make this video to address some of the problems and give a bit of background information why I think it should behave different. I fly the Echo Charlie as my main job and I love this helicopter. I will skip anything related to the cyclic left-yaw movement because I think there's common ground about this. The first thing I want to address is the hover attitude. As you can see in the video, I'm hovering straight, and on the artificial horizon you can see that we have approximately 3 degrees nose down. If we look at it from the outside, it is even more clear. There are many factors like weight, balance, or fuel amount that can affect the attitude, but this is just one. Hover attitude should be 8 degrees nose up. That problem drags on every attitude like 40 knots 5 degrees or 90 knots for nose on the horizon. To prove my point, I stole a short symbolic video where you can see how hover and start should look like. The helicopter in the video is the exact same model as in the flight simulator. You can see that the helicopter leaves the ground with the right skid first, then the front of the left skid, then the left aft. During the whole takeoff, you can see the nose-up attitude. This is in my eyes the biggest flaw of this flight model. My next topic is the absence of transverse flow effect and effective translational lift. Both effects occur at 10 to 25 knots. I keep the explanation quite simple, so if you are interested, I refer to the channel Helicopter Lessons in 10 minutes or less. It helped me a lot during the basics of aerodynamics. I begin with the transverse flow effect. The airflow through the rotor disc is due to the pitch in the front more horizontal than in the aft. This generates more lift in the front half. Due to gyroscopic precession, this generates more lift 90 degrees after, so at the left side because the rotor turns counterclockwise. That leads to a rolling motion to the right. Effective translational lift happens when you leave your own downwash. The retrieving blade generates less lift than the advancing. Again 90 degrees rotated, this leads to more lift in the front half of the disc, which induce a nose-up movement. Both effects together would look like this during the start if the pilot would just push the cyclic. To correct this, the pilot has to put the cyclic left and push it, similar to changing into the first gear if you have a manual car. While we are already in a cockpit, the twist grips are standard on maximum in this model. They should be on neutral like this. If you start up with the checklist, you normally use the clock, but as you can see, it is inoperative. Now with switching on the Buttmaster switch, you can see needles full deflecting, which is way faster than in real time, and at the real helicopter, the needle would stay about 10 seconds at the maximum position. As you can see in my screenshot, the needles don't deflect to the maximum. During the startup of the first engine, the parameters are off. There isn't real ignition that you can see in the TOT, the torque values are off, and the rotor RPM indicates way too late. Additionally, engine 1 over-torques during startup. On the positive side, the starter disengages within real limits and the ground idle RPM are correct. After starting the second engine and reaching ground idle, you can see needle split in every instrument. In my opinion, the technicians would turn the engines to have the same load. When both engines are in flight and the rotor is stabilized at 97%, your helicopter should be ready to go. Take a look at the torque needle. I really don't know what happened there. Overall, it's unrealistic to have more than 60% torque while in startup or in hover or any normal flight condition. The turbine outlet temperature is way too cold. It should be around 500 degrees Celsius under normal conditions. It peaks while startup between 600 and 810 degrees. This is just a small part of the problem list and to give you an impression. If you want part 2 or have questions about the EC135, let me know in the comments.